As much disruption as we're seeing in the dental profession, I wanted to take a quick video and talk about a few of the different ways that practice evaluations happen, or due diligence will take place if you're thinking about taking your practice to the marketplace, or if you're looking to raise capital or anything of that nature. So really, there's two different ways to kind of look at your overall practice. So some will still go the very old school way of basically, in a roundabout way, 80% of your collections. So that was a very historic way of kind of doing a ballpark practice evaluation number. Would just be, again, take just the gross collections for your last 3 years, come up with an average of those, the 3-year moving average, and then pay 80% of whatever that collected number is. That was a very common way to do dental practice evaluation basically kind of almost 2010, still even up almost through 2015. What we have seen recently with the rise of private equity and institutional money is now it's much more common to have an EBITDA evaluation. So instead of doing the percentage of collections, you're truly going to get now a formula that is based off of EBITDA. And you can Google that of what it really means, but it's basically your earnings minus your debt and interest and tax and depreciation and amortization. So that's what those, it's an acronym that stands for those words. So it's basically, in a roundabout way, kind of a way to come up with some sort of gross profit number, basically. So, and then you will see of that EBITDA number, you will get a multiple of that number. So depending on if you're a general practice or a specialty practice, depending on how many locations you have, what types of dentistry are you guys providing in your office, that multiple will vary based on, again, the specifics of your practice. So again, we're going to really take this channel to a different avenue and pivot it and get much more granular in this specific space. But I wanted to hop on and take kind of a very, very, very high level view of kind of practice evaluation in terms of percentage of collection versus EBITDA evaluations. So, and you can come up with very, very different numbers for those two different ways to look at practices. It seems like from our experience, the market is moving very quickly to EBITDA and not percentage of collections. And also, with as many dental offices are for sale right now, it's going to be interesting what that does to the overall valuations of these practices, because it's still a supply and demand macroeconomic balance, so there is supply and demand that weighs into that. Stay tuned for a lot more content, but a video we'll have very, very soon is not getting caught up too much in what that purchase price is, and really making sure you see what the long-term value of what a partnership would look like. A lot of times people get held up on what the multiple is or what the EBITDA valuation is, and they miss out on what the long-term growth is and what the long-term opportunities are, and making sure that everything actually is feasible and gets paid out. So stay tuned for more, but we're gonna have a lot of content kind of on the due diligence process, and again, still overall where we think the dental profession is headed.